"Run faster, girl. Tonight you belong to us." The words slashed through the Lagos night like knives. Adaora Nodio's bare feet pounded against the wet asphalt, the rough stones biting into her soles. Her lungs were on fire, her chest heaving, her heart hammering like a talking drum. Behind her, heavy footsteps thundered closer, voices sharp, desperate. Kidnappers. Ada's mind screamed, "Why me? Why tonight?" She had no unceremonious fear. The shadows swallowed her as she darted through narrow alleys, dodging potholes and trash heaps. Every sound seemed louder, every caller a trap. Then, suddenly blinding light. Headlights sliced through the darkness. Tires screeched. A sleek black Range Rover halted just inches away from her trembling body. The tinted window slid down slowly. A man's voice, deep and commanding, cut through the chaos. "Get in, now." Ada froze. Stranger danger. But the kidnapper's curses tore through the night. One was so close she could almost feel his breath. The man's eyes locked with hers, piercing, urgent, but strangely protective. "Do you want to live or die? Get in." Her legs moved before her mind decided. She leapt into the car. The door slammed shut, and the engine roared to life. Within seconds, the kidnapper's silhouette melted into the night, swallowed by dust and distance. Ada collapsed into the leather seat, sobbing uncontrollably. She clutched the armrest as if it were her only anchor. The driver glanced at her once. His jaw was sharp, his suit perfectly cut, his wristwatch glinting like starlight. Power clung to him like a second skin. "You're safe now," he said, his voice calm but firm. "What's your name?" Ada swallowed, her throat dry. "Ada." "Ada," he repeated, rolling the name on his tongue as if testing its weight. "Why were they chasing you?" "I don't know. They just came. They wanted to take me." Her voice cracked into whispers. He studied her for a moment, then fixed his eyes on the road. "You shouldn't be outside at this hour. Lagos isn't safe at night." Ada almost laughed bitterly. "Safe? Nothing in my life has been safe for months." Minutes later, the car slowed in front of a boutique hotel in Cyrilla. Guards straightened at the sight of the vehicle, saluting respectfully. That was the first time Ada realized the weight of this man's presence. Whoever he was, people knew him. He parked, stepped out, and opened the door for her. "Come inside. You need rest." Ada's instincts screamed, "Don't trust strangers, no matter how expensive their suits." But her body betrayed her. Aching feet, cracked lips, hunger that had gnawed for days. Inside, the receptionist's eyes widened. "Good evening, Mr. Collardemola. Welcome back, sir." Ada blinked. So his name was Collardemola. He paid in cash without hesitation and turned to her. "This is for you. Stay here tonight. No one will disturb you." Her lips parted. "For me? Why?" "Because you have nowhere else to go, and because I don't leave people to wolves." Her chest tightened. No one had spoken to her with such conviction in months. Everyone else had only turned their backs. When the door clicked shut behind her, Ada broke down. Her life had crumbled so fast. The job, the apartment, her dignity. And now, after nearly losing her life, she found herself in the care of a stranger who carried himself like royalty. As she lay on the soft bed that night, flashes of memory stabbed at her. The day her boss, Mr. Kazim Badejo, had called her into his office, offering promotion in exchange for her body. Her firm refusal. The cruel dismissal letter that followed. The landlord throwing her belongings into the street. The uncompleted building where rats and cold cement became her only companions. Tears blurred her vision. Why me, Lord? Why this life? The one memory broke through the darkness. His voice, "Do you want to live or die? Get in." And she had chosen to live. Sunlight streamed through the curtains, warming Ada's face. For one blissful second, she forgot her misery. She was wrapped in fresh sheets, air conditioning humming, the smell of clean linen filling her senses. Then reality struck. She was still homeless, still jobless, still hunted. A knock rattled the door. "Who is it?" Ada called, her voice shaky. "Room service," came a polite reply. She opened cautiously. A tray rolled in, steaming with jollof rice, grilled chicken, fried plantain, and fresh juice. "This isn't mine." Ada whispered. Compliments of Mr. Collardamola, the staff said with a smile. Her stomach betrayed her with a loud growl. She sat down to eat. The first spoonful burned her tongue, but it tasted like heaven. She wept quietly between bites. This wasn't just food, it was dignity. An hour later, the man himself appeared. Ada scrambled to her feet, unsure how to thank him. You ate? His eyes scanned her face. Yes, thank you. Good. He sat, his presence filling the room. Now tell me, who are you really, Ada? And why were you in that building? Her throat tightened. She hated telling the story. It made her feel weak, humiliated. But his gaze demanded honesty. I had a job, but I lost it. My boss wanted things I couldn't give. When I refused, he fired me. My landlord kicked me out. That's how I ended up there. Daniel's jaw hardened. He harassed you? She nodded, eyes stinging. For a moment, silence thickened the room. Then his voice dropped, softer. I don't know why I stopped for you last night, but I'm glad I did. No woman deserves what you've been through. Ada blinked, stunned. For months, she had been invisible. And here was a man wealthy, powerful, respected, listening as though her pain mattered. You can't go back to that building, he continued. Stay here for now. I'll make arrangements. Her chest constricted. But why? You don't even know me. His lips curved faintly. Maybe not yet, but something tells me your story isn't finished, and I want to know how it ends. Ada's heart skipped. For the first time in months, hope flickered faintly inside her. Quick one. View as if you would also get into that car to survive. Tap the like button so more people can see this story. Now, back to Ada's journey. That night, as Ada lay awake, her mind replayed Daniel's words. What matters is what you do when you get the chance. By dawn, she knew one thing. Life had thrown her into a billionaire's car for a reason. But what came next would test her courage in ways she never imagined. The morning air was cool in Cyrilla, the hum of traffic faint beyond the hotel's glass walls. Adaora sat nervously in the lounge, her fingers toying together like vines. She had not slept well. Too many questions gnawed at her. Why had Daniel Collardamola helped her? Why feed her, house her, and listen to her story? When he entered, the room seemed to shift. His suit was flawless, his steps assured, the staff bowing subtly as he passed. He sat opposite her. Ada, you need more than food and a bed. You need a chance. She tilted her head. A chance? I run several companies. I believe in rewarding people with integrity. Come work for me. Start as my executive assistant. No conditions, no games, just work. The rest is up to you. Ada's breath caught. For weeks she had prayed for a single open door, and now this felt like the very door of destiny, but also a trap too good to trust. I don't know if I can, she stammered. People will say I only got the job because... Daniel's voice cut in, sharp but calm. Because I helped you? Let them talk. People will always talk. What matters is what you do when you get the chance. His words hit her like a challenge. They weren't sugar-coated. They were a call to rise. Ada's eyes dropped to her hands. Fear, hope, and doubt tangled inside her chest. I'll think about it, she whispered. Do more than think. He stood, towering. Decide. Opportunities don't wait forever. Ada lay awake again, tossing on the hotel bed. Images burned her mind. Mr. Kazim's oily smirk, the landlord's insults, the kidnappers' voices, and then Daniel's command, do more than think. Decide. By dawn, her decision was made. Daniel entered the lounge, phone in hand. Ada stood quickly, her back straight, her eyes shining with newfound resolve. I'll take the job, she said firmly. For the first time, he smiled fully. Good. Then your life is about to change. Ada clutched her handbag as Daniel's car rolled to a stop in front of a glass skyscraper in Victoria Island. The building soared like a monument to wealth. Employees in crisp suits moved with sharp efficiency, heels clicking against marble floors. As she followed Daniel inside, whispers rose like wind around her. Who's she? She came with the boss. Nobody knows her. Ada's cheeks burned. She kept walking, forcing her chin up, though every step felt like walking through fire. Daniel led her into his office-an expansive room with a panoramic view of Lagos. This is where you'll work. HR will process your paperwork today. Don't worry about the stairs. They'll get used to you. But they didn't. Lunch. Ada felt the weight of every gaze. Some colleagues smiled stiffly. Others sneered openly. Many ignored her entirely. When she sat at her desk, a young woman in a tight skirt leaned close, smirking. "You must be very special to the boss," the woman whispered. "Some of us have been here for years, and suddenly you appear on the top floor." Ada forced a polite smile. "I'm just here to work like everyone else." The woman chuckled darkly. "We'll see." As Ada packed her bag, Daniel appeared in the doorway. "How was your first day?" Ada hesitated. "They don't like me." Daniel's expression softened. "They don't have to like you. They just have to respect your work. Focus on that." Ada nodded, though her heart felt heavy. Each day grew harder. Snide comments in the corridors, side eyes in the break room. Ada pushed through, determined not to fail the one man who believed in her. One afternoon, after a grueling meeting, she slumped in the break room, hiding tears. Daniel walked in, his eyes narrowing. "Ada, what's wrong?" "Nothing, just tired." "Don't lie to me." Her voice cracked. "I don't belong here, Daniel. They see me as a charity case. Maybe I should leave." For a moment, he said nothing. Then he stepped closer, his tone firm. "Ada, listen. You belong here more than half of them. You've survived storms they can't imagine. That's what I saw in you. Don't ever doubt it." Ada's chest tightened. No one had ever spoken to her with such conviction. But as she wiped her tears, she didn't notice the shadow outside the glass wall. A woman stood there, arms folded, eyes narrowed. Clara Coladimola, Daniel's younger sister, and she had just found her new enemy. The Coladimola family mansion in Ikoyi glistened under chandeliers that night. Ada sat stiffly beside Daniel, her modest gown out of place among the diamonds and silk. Chief Coladimola sat at the head, his booming presence filling the room. Beside him, Lady Evelyn Coladimola, elegant and razor-tongued, and across from Ada, Clara smiling sweetly, but with eyes like knives. "So, Daniel," Clara began, clinking her fork, "who is this mysterious woman you've been parading around the office?" Daniel's voice was steady. "Her name is Ada. She works with me now." Clara smirked. "Works with you or works for you? People are talking, brother. You picked her off the street, didn't you?" Ada froze, humiliation slicing her. Chief Coladimola cleared his throat. "Is this true, Daniel? You brought a stranger into our company and into our family table?" "Yes, father," Daniel replied calmly. "And I don't see the problem. Ada is intelligent, hard-working. She deserves a chance." Lady Evelyn scoffed. "A chance? Daniel, you are heir to this empire. You don't have the luxury of entertaining strays." Her eyes cut toward Ada like daggers. Ada's hands trembled under the table, but Daniel's jaw tightened. Ada is not a stray. She is a woman who has been wronged, who is fighting to rebuild her life. I will not sit here and let you insult her." The table went silent. Ada's breath caught. She had expected kindness from Daniel, but to hear him defend her openly against his powerful family, it shook her to her core. But Clara's smirk deepened. She wasn't finished. "Viewers, what about you? Would you accept a chance from someone powerful, even if it meant facing enemies who wanted you gone?" Drop your answer in the comments, and let's continue with Ada's story. The following week, Ada stayed late in the office, sorting files. Her phone buzzed. She frowned at the name flashing on the screen. Mr. Kazim Bodejo, her former boss. The man who had destroyed her life. Heart pounding, she answered. "What do you want?" His oily chuckle oozed through the speaker. "Adaora Nawasu. Look at you now. The billionaire's little project, clever girl, refused me but somehow landed in his bed. Very clever." "That's not true," she snapped. "Don't ever call me again." But his laugh was chilling. "Be careful, not everyone believes your Cinderella story, and some people will pay to hear my version." The call ended. Ada sat frozen, bile rising in her throat. Who had given him her number? The answer came the next morning. Clara stormed into her office unannounced, voice sharp. "So it's true. You were fired for scandal. Do you think we don't know who you really are?" Ada's face drained. "That's not what happened, save it," Clara snapped. "You're playing with fire. My brother may be blinded by pity, but I'm not. You'll never be one of us." Ada's hands shook. At that moment, Daniel walked in. His expression darkened. "Clara, enough." But Clara only smirked, brushing past him. "When the truth comes out, brother, Don't say I didn't warn you." The room fell silent. Ada buried her face in her hands. "She'll destroy me. They'll twist everything." Daniel crouched beside her, lifting her chin gently. "Ada, look at me. I don't care what they say. I know who you are. I trust you. That's all that matters." His words calmed her trembling heart, but deep inside, fear gnawed at her. She had seen powerful families crush lives before, and she wondered if Daniel truly understood how far Clara and her allies would go. The city never slept, but that evening, Lagos glittered brighter than usual. Billboards flashed, cars crawled through traffic, and the who's who of high society poured into the Eco Convention Center for the annual shareholders gala of Mola Group. For Adaora, the air felt heavy. She stood at the edge of Daniel's office, twisting her fingers nervously as he adjusted his tuxedo. "I shouldn't go," she whispered. Daniel's gaze lifted to hers. "You are going with me. But people already talk. They'll talk no matter what. Ada, if you keep hiding, they win. Stand beside me tonight. Let them see you." Ada swallowed hard. She wanted to refuse, to run, but Daniel's words had a way of steadying her. That night, she walked into the gala on his arm, every step echoing louder than her heartbeat. The chandeliers rained golden light across marble floors. Guests turned, eyes widening. Whispers erupted. "Is that her? The girl from the streets? How shameless." Ada kept her chin high, though her palms were damp. Daniel introduced her without hesitation. "This is Adaora Nwasu. She works with me, and tonight she stands with me." The hall buzzed, but one face in the crowd glowed with satisfaction. Clara de Mola. She wasn't alone. Beside her, clutching a glass of wine, was none other than Mr. Kazim Badejo. Midway through the gala, speeches flowed, glasses clinked, deals whispered. Then Clara struck. She clinked her glass sharply, smiling sweetly. "Ladies and gentlemen," she called, her voice carrying. "Isn't it inspiring to see how my brother finds talent? Why, only a few months ago, Miss Adaora was unemployed. Some say dismissed for misconduct." Gasps rippled. All eyes turned to Ada. Kazim stepped forward, smirking. "Indeed, as her former employer, I can confirm it. Adaora was let go for unprofessional behavior. Let's just say she lacked respect for authority." Laughter flickered cruelly through the hall. Ada's knees weakened, humiliation flooding her. But before she could speak, Daniel's voice thundered. "You call it misconduct, Kazim? I call it integrity. She refused your advances, and you punished her. That's the truth here." The room froze. Gasps erupted. Some clapped. Others whispered furiously. Kazim's smirk faltered, rage twisting his face. Clara's wineglass trembled in her hand. This wasn't how the night was supposed to go. Viewers, pause for a second. What would you do if someone exposed your worst humiliation in front of an entire city? Comment below, because Ada is about to face her biggest test yet. The gala ended in chaos. Investors whispered, reporters scribbled, family members glared. Outside, Ada stood trembling under the streetlights, her breath shallow. "Daniel, you destroyed your reputation for me." He shook his head. "No, Ada. I defended the truth. That's never destruction. But your family, they'll adjust. Or they won't. I've built my own empire. I don't need their permission to know what's right." Ada's eyes filled with tears. She had expected kindness, but never such sacrifice. Yet deep inside, fear gnawed. Clara would not stop here. Back in the de Mola mansion, Clara paced furiously. "You embarrassed us tonight," she spat at Daniel the next morning. Daniel sipped his coffee calmly. "No, Clara. You embarrassed yourself by siding with a predator." Clara's face flushed crimson. "You think you can defy this family for her? She's nothing, Daniel. Nothing." Daniel's voice dropped to ice. "Say what you like. Ada stays." Clara's fists clenched. "Then watch how fast everything crumbles around you." The office buzzed like a hive the next day. Everyone had seen the clips from the gala circulating online. Some whispered in admiration, others in scorn. Ada tried to focus on her files, but side comments stabbed her. She used him. Pity project. Wait until he dumps her. At lunch, she hid in the restroom, tears falling silently. She wanted to be strong, but the weight was crushing. When she returned, Daniel was waiting by her desk. "Come." He led her to his office, shutting the door. "I told you they'd talk. Ignore them." Her voice cracked. "I can't. I feel like I'm drowning, Daniel." He reached for her hand. "Steady. grounding. Then, let me be your anchor. Ada's heart raced. She had never felt so vulnerable, yet so safe. But as their eyes locked, the door creaked open. Lady Evelyn Colladimola stood there, her face cold as marble. "You're ruining him," Lady Evelyn said flatly. Ada flinched. "Ma'am, don't speak." Her words were knives. "You are a distraction. My son is heir to $1 billion empire. And you—" She swept her eyes over Ada's modest dress. "You are a scandal waiting to explode." Daniel stepped forward, his jaw tight. "Mother, that's enough." But Lady Evelyn's gaze was unwavering. "You want to help the poor, build a charity. But don't tether yourself to this." Ada's chest burned. She wanted to vanish, but Daniel's voice cut through like steel. "She is not a distraction. She is my choice. And if that's a problem, then the problem is yours, not mine." Silence fell. Ada blinked back tears. Each defense from him felt like a miracle she didn't deserve. But Lady Evelyn's eyes promised war. Sometimes the fiercest battles are not fought in boardrooms or streets but at the family table, where love and loyalty collide. Days later, Ada stayed late at the office again. A file folder sat open before her, numbers swimming across the page. The elevator dinged. Clara stepped out, heels clicking sharply. "You're still here?" Ada asked warily. Clara smirked. "Oh, I just came to drop off something." She slid a brown envelope onto Ada's desk. Ada frowned. "What is this?" "Proof," Clara said smoothly. "Proof that you're exactly who I said you were. Open it." Ada's hands trembled as she pulled out photos, grainy, doctored images of her and Kazim in what looked like compromising positions. Her breath stopped. "This is fake." Clara leaned in, her perfume suffocating. "Fake or real, Ada, the board won't care. The public won't care. They'll crucify you, and my brother will be forced to choose between you and everything he's built." Ada's chest heaved, panic rising. Clara's smile was venom. "Leave him, Ada, or I'll release these by morning." That night, Ada collapsed in her hotel room, the envelope clutched in shaking hands. Tears poured as she whispered into the darkness. "Why me? Why again?" Her phone buzzed. A message. "Unknown number. TikTok. Ada. Choose wisely." Her blood froze. It was Kazim. Clara and Kazim together. The walls closed in. For the first time since meeting Daniel, Ada wondered if she should just run. The night felt endless. Ada sat on the edge of her hotel bed. The brown envelope sprawled before her. The doctored photos inside seemed to mock her, every pixel a lie. Clara and Kazim had collared her, and for the first time since meeting Daniel, she wondered if maybe she should just disappear. Her chest heaved as her mind spun. If I stay, Daniel could lose everything. If I leave, I lose him. What am I supposed to do? A soft knock startled her. She stiffened. "Who is it? It's me," came Daniel's voice. Ada scrambled to hide the photos, wiping her tear-streaked face. When she opened the door, Daniel stepped in, concern etched across his features. "Ada, what's wrong?" She shook her head quickly. "Nothing." He stepped closer, lifting her chin gently. "Don't lie to me. I know something's happened." Her lips trembled. "Daniel, your sister, Kazim. They've created lies about me. If they show these pictures, you'll lose everything. I should go, before it gets worse." Daniel's eyes darkened, fire blazing within them. He picked up the envelope, flipping through the images with disgust. Fake. Cheap tricks. He tossed them aside. "Ada, do you think I built an empire without facing liars, without people trying to ruin me?" She blinked, stunned. "But your family, my family, will have to choose what matters. Just as I have." His hand closed firmly over hers. "And Ada, I choose you." Tears blurred her vision. His words were steady, but the battle outside these walls was only beginning. The next morning, the Colladimola boardroom overflowed. Shareholders sat stiffly, reporters lingered outside, whispers crawling through the air. At the head of the table, Chief Kaladimola's face was thunder. Clara sat beside him, a smile tugging at her lips. Daniel entered with Ada at his side. Gasps echoed. Cameras flashed. Chief Kaladimola slammed his fist on the table. "Daniel! This woman is destroying our name. Clara has shown us evidence. Do you deny it?" Daniel stood tall. "Yes, I deny it, because it's false." Clara rose, waving the envelope. "You expect us to believe her? A homeless girl from the streets? These photos prove everything." Daniel's gaze cut through her. "No, Clara. These photos prove your desperation. You and Kazim orchestrated this to destroy her. And in doing so, you've disgraced this family more than Ada ever could." Gasps erupted. Clara's face drained of color. "You can't prove. Yes, I can." Daniel's voice rang clear. "I hired experts. These images are doctored. Tonight, at the gala, I will release the forensic report. Everyone will know the truth." Murmurs rippled through the room. Shareholders leaned in. Chief Kaladimola's expression flickered with uncertainty. Daniel continued, voice unwavering. "Ada is not my weakness. She is my strength. And if standing with her costs me everything, then let it cost me. Because no empire built on lies is worth keeping." Ada's chest swelled, her tears spilling freely. He was risking it all: public reputation, family legacy, billions just to defend her. Viewers, pause and think. Would you risk your entire empire for someone you love? Comment your answer below, and let's see how far loyalty should go. That evening, Daniel made good on his word. At a press conference, he unveiled the forensic report proving the photos were fake. Screens displayed the doctored details, exposing Kazim as the source. The crowd gasped. Reporters swarmed. Questions flew like arrows. Kazim tried to slip away, but security caught him. His face twisted in panic as flashes blinded him. Within hours, news outlets declared his disgrace. Sponsors cut ties, his reputation crumbled, and whispers of legal charges followed. Clara stood frozen in the shadows, her carefully spun web collapsing. Daniel's words echoed across the hall. "Integrity will always outlast corruption, and true love cannot be bought or broken." The hall erupted in applause. Cameras captured Ada, standing tall beside him, no longer the girl running barefoot in the night, but a woman who had survived the storm. Weeks passed. Ada returned to the office each day with renewed determination. Whispers still floated, but they carried less venom now. Some colleagues even began to nod respectfully as she passed. One evening, Daniel asked her to step out of the office early. "There's somewhere I want to show you." He drove her to the family estate, to a quiet garden lit by lanterns. The air smelled of jasmine, the moonlight bathing everything in silver. Ada frowned softly. "Why are we here?" Daniel turned to her, his expression uncharacteristically vulnerable. "Ada, the night I found you running from those men, I thought I was saving your life. But the truth is, you saved mine. You reminded me of what really matters, and I don't want to imagine a world without you." Her breath caught as he dropped to one knee, a velvet box in his hand. "Adaora Noasu, will you marry me?" Her tears fell freely, her voice trembling. "Yes, Daniel. 1,000 times, yes." He slipped the ring onto her finger, and the garden seemed to hold its breath as their lips met for the first time. The ceremony was not the grand spectacle Clara or Lady Evelyn envisioned. Many society elites refused to attend. Clara herself did not show her face. But those who came witnessed something purer than wealth. They saw love that had been tested in fire and had come out unbreakable. As Ada walked down the aisle, each step felt like redemption. From a cold cement floor to a polished marble aisle, from humiliation to honor, from hunted prey to chosen bride. Daniel's eyes never left her. When he lifted her veil, his whisper carried only for her, "You're my forever." And as the crowd erupted in applause, Ada knew her story was no longer about survival, it was about destiny. Viewers, what about you? Would you fight against family, wealth, and reputation for love and integrity? Drop your answer in the comments, and if Ada and Daniel's journey touched you, make sure you hit the like button, share this story with someone who needs hope, and subscribe because the next story might just change how you see loyalty and destiny forever.